If you've got no money, you are not broke. You are rich if you have the right mindset of going out there, putting the work in, building a skill set in a certain industry, whether that's sales, whether that's e-commerce, whatever it could be. It's all about the mindset, and I understand that people are broke because they don't ever invest. If you want to become the person who's making 20k a month, you have to start making decisions from that perspective. I don't care what anyone says about that, and just act like that person, and you'll eventually become that person. And it's like, if someone has 100% certainty, like, there's nothing to think about. You just gotta do it. Too many people see something that's gonna be hard and they just give up on themselves instantly.
The truth is, people will say they want it, but they like the idea of wanting it. They like the idea of saying, oh yeah, I want to do this. When it comes to actually taking the action, they go the opposite way.
There was so many people around me that had that mindset of, oh, what if it doesn't work out? But what if it does work out? If you want to come into this high ticket sales space, you want to start investing in yourself and making the money you want to make, you have to sacrifice something. And that thing is...
Shay, welcome on, big man. Obviously been working together a minute now. For the people that don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm Shay Moran. I'm a 23-year-old from England and I do high ticket sales.
Sick, bro. Obviously we've started working together, nearly 7-8 months now?
I'd say probably even longer than that.
Really? Yeah.
Probably close to a year ago.
Time flies, doesn't it, mate?
Time does fly.
Now, obviously, this is something I've wanted to do for so long because you are now the best student to come out the programme. When we started working together, how much were you doing a month?
So when we actually started working together, my previous best month was 8k USD.
Okay. So it weren't absolutely awful.
It weren't terrible, but
yeah,
it wasn't really where I wanted to be at. I knew there was much more out there. And also, on top of that, I was struggling to find offers, those good offers, because an offer, can actually be really beneficial for someone. Yeah,
that's where the money lies, isn't it? In the really, really good offers. And then for the people, so they can understand, what did you finish January on?
So 15,500.
GBP?
GBP.
We don't talk in USD around here, but for the equivalent, about 21k USD.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick. That transition period from you going from 8k USD to 21k USD, most people watching this right now will look at 8k USD and go, that is life-changing money for myself. What would you say propelled you to want to make more money? Because a lot of people, they'd be very, very happy with 8k.
It's just always been something that's in me, always wanting to be the best, always wanting to be, be at the top, essentially, even though I know I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I think that's what keeps pushing me, just knowing that, okay, there's always someone out there that's doing better, doing more, making more.
Yeah, 100%. As well, at what point did you, because obviously you'd already invested in yourself, hadn't you? At what point did you realise, okay, I want to reinvest again? Because most people make one investment and then never want to reinvest. So for you, what was your perspective around investing in yourself again to get to the point where you were doing 21k, 15, 20, 30k a month?
So for me, the biggest thing when it comes to investing in yourself is, why do it once? It's if something makes sense to me and I can make more money,
it's true.
Why not just keep reinvesting in myself? So, it's just, it comes back to that mindset of, a lot of people stay broke because of their mindset.
Yeah, it's true.
If you've got no money, you are not broke.
Yeah.
You are rich if you have the right mindset of going out there, putting the work in, building a skill set in a certain industry, whether that's sales, whether that's e-commerce, whatever it could be.
Yeah.
It's all about the mindset, and I understand that people are broke because they don't ever invest to improve their skill set.
For you, what mental barriers did you have to overcome to then invest in yourself the first time? Because obviously you always have fear, you always have a bit of uncertainty. So for you, what did you have to overcome to take the step?
There was definitely fear of, just being skeptical, right?
Yeah.
Of people in the space and stuff like that, in all spaces. But I believed in myself so much.
Yeah, you knew it was going to happen either way.
That I knew it was going to happen either way.
Yeah. I think that's a huge thing as well. Just saying to yourself, no matter what I do, as long as I keep doing it, it's going to work at some point, And
it's if someone has 100% certainty, there's nothing to think about. You just got to do it.
Certainty in themselves, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my next question. Obviously, there's a lot of guys out there doing, sales coaching and stuff. Why me? I know obviously you sort of knew me, but you didn't know me that well to the point where you're just there's the money.
It's hard to say, right? It's just like there is a lot of people out there, and it wouldn't necessarily be the fact that I did sort of know you. Like we had mutual friends. We'd spoken quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It just felt right to me.
Felt right.
If something feels right, it makes sense. Like made sense to me.
Yeah.
It was more logical for me. So I was like, why not?
Would you say people overthink taking that first step?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like 99% of the population overthinks taking that first step, and that's why 99% of the population are not where they want to be.
No, it's true, isn't it? I mean, I think what people put their time into, like for you, here's a perfect example, right? You were making 8K a month on your best months, right? And then you've jumped to 21, and now you want to obviously start to push 30. What you put your time into is really, really important. Like you were on an offer that gave you the capabilities to get to 8K a month, but not the capabilities to get you to 21K a month, 25K a month. For you, would you say that's the biggest thing we did together, just get you on better offers? Or would you say like the skill set was big as well?
There was a couple of things within my own skill set that that I needed to improve on.
Yeah.
That you pointed out.
Yeah.
The offers definitely helped, as they do, but there were still things within the skill set that I needed to adapt and start to use.
Yeah, because a big thing I remember with you, you were like digging too much into the pain with some prospects that you didn't really need to dig into, right? Would you say your selling style has now changed to the point where it's just more conversational, more of like a logical sale?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like before, it was very much like you said, like maybe digging too much.
Yeah.
And people will probably think like, what? That sounds bizarre, right? But Leo's seen the calls I've had with people, and I've had the craziest things said to me just because of how good I was at digging and getting emotional pain.
Yeah.
Which is another good thing, is like it's always easier to tone something down than turn something up. So my style has definitely changed, and it's always evolving, right?
Yeah.
As time goes on and I start to notice things in my own calls, it's always going to be evolving.
Yeah. Looking back as well at your transformation from like even just getting into the space, like what would you tell yourself, the version of you that's like, it's his first week in the space overall, like you've never made a penny, and looking back and you've done, what, like I'd say top 1% of closers want to do, hit a 20K a month. What would you tell that version of you before that didn't really know anything about the space, was a bit like, I'm going to make it work, but
Just, I wouldn't even tell that version of me anything, because I'm where I'm at right now, and I wouldn't want to change anything about my journey. The only thing I would do is I'd go back to the me before I was in sales, and I would just say, you need to get into this sooner.
Yeah.
Because not only is sales like the best thing to learn,
you
can make a lot of money from high ticket sales, but the expansions, the growth that you can actually get from this is insane.
That's crazy, isn't it?
There's so many different ways you can expand on into like sales management, whether it's growth operating.
Yeah.
There's so many ways you can push past
take the
just
next
being
step.
a closer.
Yeah, you've learned marketing now, haven't you? Like you've started to learn marketing. What would you say the best offer you've worked on is?
In terms of what, like in terms of
overall,
what
like where
I've
you've like learned the most, and it's allowed you to like, because closing's never the end goal, as we know, right? Like you always want to take the next step onto the next thing and run your own business. Obviously, you're doing that now because you've learned marketing. You've started to learn a lot about the back end side of things. Yeah, like what would you say the best offer you ever worked on is?
I can't really say what the best is. I mean, it's probably the one that I'm on right now. I'm not sure if their marketing is the best of the best out there.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the offer that I'm on right now. I'm one of the offers I'm on.
Okay.
I'm enjoying my time here the most, I would say.
Would you?
And then I'm making more money here than I have in other places.
Everywhere else. Yeah. And I mean, for someone that was in your position, a closer making 3-4K a month, 5K a month, and then like pushing 7-8K on his best months, what would your advice be to them?
Everything comes down to skill set. So if you're making 3 to 5K a month, if you're making 7K a month, even if you're making 20K a month, it's all based on your skill set.
Yeah.
It's the same with people in a 9 to 5. If you're working a 9 to 5, in the UK, the average 9 to 5 wage is what, $2,500 maybe? So
yeah, 2.5K a month.
The reason you're getting paid 2.5K a month is because 99% of the population could step in and do your role tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's just facts, right?
Easily replaceable. Aren't you?
Easily replaceable. So if you're making like 4, 5, 8K a month, it's all based on your skill set. So if you just improve that skill set, you're going to make more money. And like even for me, like I understand there's still room for me to improve on my skill set. I can still go out there and make 40K a month from closing.
Yeah.
So, well, 40K USD, 50K USD. So I understand even myself that like, you know,
There's another level to get
there's
to.
another level to get to.
Yeah,
And
100%.
there always is going to be another level.
100%. Obviously, there's clothes out there. We were talking about this earlier that made like 100K a month. Like,
Yeah.
what would you say the goal is for you moving forward? Like, where do you want to be in 6 months' time?
That's an interesting one because, you know, I do very much love closing and it means a lot to me. It's
Yeah.
changed a lot about my life.
Yeah.
But, you know, I want to be managing
Teams.
running my own offers. It's just natural progression.
Yeah, of course.
And someone like me who wants to be the best of the best, that's like the next best steps for me.
100%.
Understanding how to actually manage people.
Yeah. I think a huge thing of like, for someone watching this now who's on the fence about potentially working with me, what would you tell them? And would you recommend me as a mentor? And why would you recommend it?
Just tell people to stop being a pussy.
It's true, isn't it?
Yeah, just stop being a pussy. Like, worst case scenario is like, no matter what you do, it's like, but worst case, you just end up back where you was right
Exactly
now.
where you started.
Exactly where you started.
There is no
Worst
risk.
case.
Everyone talks about risk, but the thing is, there is no risk. Like, the risk, people have way too much attachment to money, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
way too much attachment. They're really scared to lose it, but then they'll go and spend like, you know, a huge problem in the UK. And I hate to be this guy. The amount of money people have spent on vapes and like on like just absolute rubbish. I guarantee you could have found a good mentor that could have changed your life by now. You don't think twice about going out at the weekend and spending, you know, £100 on drink or
£16 on a double vodka and Coke.
That's what I mean.
I mean, I don't even know what the prices are because I don't go out and I don't drink.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing, like, from what I hear,
Like 15 quid.
yeah, 15, 16 quid if
Yeah.
you want to go get a double vodka Coke or whatever it is you're drinking,
It's
double vodka
insane.
Red Bull. It's pretty crazy.
You do that, you know, like 20 nights out a year. Like that's like
Yeah.
low.
The average night out in the UK is like I literally was saying this the other day in a video, right? Is people will say that like let's say 3-4K, 5K is a lot of money,
Yeah.
right? That's what people will say, but like you're spending £800 a month on vapes, takeaway,
Absolute rubbish.
drugs, alcohol,
Absolute
night outs.
rubbish.
So what you want about? Just wait 5-6 months and you'll have enough money,
Yeah.
and it won't be a lot of money compared to.
It's true. And no, it's only a lot of money because you've never been exposed to making more money. Like at one point, for both of us, 2-3K was a lot of money. At one point in our lives. But because we didn't know how to make more money. Like the solution to this whole life to getting more money is not to save more money. It's to learn how to make more of it because otherwise you'll be in this constant cycle of save, then an emergency comes up. You spend like, if I went to zero tomorrow, I'd wake up like a normal day because we both have a bulletproof skill set of sales. It is the most failure-proof skill ever because sales will always be needed. It cannot be replaced by AI because people buy from people.
People buy from people. Like imagine jumping on a call and trying to drop 5K.
Yeah. To an AI, to a robot.
To an AI robot. Like it's, the only way it could possibly work out is if they don't know it's AI.
Yeah.
Which I can't see that really getting through compliances.
No, I
if
can't
I'm
see.
honest.
And even that happened, it wouldn't be for like a number of years, in my opinion.
Yeah, we've still got another 10 years before that probably happens.
Yeah.
Because everyone thinks AI is linear. It's gonna get as good as it did up until now, as it's took in the past however many years it's been around. It's not the case. It's like with most industries in the beginning, everything's like super linear. Everything's like, you know, next level.
Yeah.
But AI is at a point right now where it's definitely improving.
Yeah.
But if you notice, the rate of improvement is slowing down, and it's just natural for.
We've had like this big jump, and now it's sort of like trickled down a little bit. I think there's just so much money to be made. Not even just online, but I think there's just so much money to be made in the game of business. I think the hard part is controlling your mind and taking the first step of being willing to lose a bit of money, being willing to look like an idiot. Like when I first started posting content, still now, like everyone grills me for it. Like every single person I know grills me for it. There's a few guys that understand it, but yeah, it was awkward at first, but then like going
Just-
to Marbella for the summer is also fun as well.
It
you
just
know?
just becomes natural, and I suppose like, especially like sales, right? If we look at all like the top people out there that are making the most money,
Yeah.
you know, probably take out like Elon, but even to be fair, even Elon knows sales because he's running Tesla.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Bezos, his platform is based on people making sales.
Yeah.
But like all these other guys, people that people look up to, like maybe like Grant Cardone. You know, my mind's gone blank just trying to think of a couple of people, but they all come from sales.
Yeah.
They all say like, we learnt sales.
Yeah.
Like that School of Hard Knocks, right? I don't know if you've seen him.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
If you look at all the people he interviews, majority of them was in sales first. Because once you learn sales,
Yeah.
you can go and build any business you
Everything
want.
is selling.
Everything is selling.
Mhm.
Selling and marketing to a certain extent, but marketing is quite easy to learn.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you just play your cards right, come and close 2-3 years, you have a skill set to go and build your own business.
Yeah. 'Cause
Literally.
the thing is, most people, they want freedom. Like they want the freedom of waking up on a Monday morning and not dreading having to go into work. Because I remember working at Sainsbury's and just like working in general. And on a Sunday, I would absolutely hate the fit. Like the feeling was like the work. Like I couldn't even tell you how bad the feeling was. It was absolutely tragic. However, when you actually take the jump, and it's hard at first, but then it becomes easier, your Wednesday will feel like a Saturday. Like you have so much freedom, you don't know what to do with it. Most people only need to make like 3K a month to do that. Like it's so easy to do.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because even like looking at that sort of aspect is like, I know what I need to make to feel free.
Yeah.
And like I need to make a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, because
But
obviously your lifestyle's
yeah.
gone up.
But I know a lot of people out there are just happy with like making 5K a month, and that would be like a dream to them. Like,
Yeah.
5K a month, I don't have to go into work.
Yeah, absolutely. Because what's the thing is like, what is the alternative? You go and work a job for the guy that did take the risk for the rest of your life.
Yeah, literally.
Don't ever let it be. This is what I tell everyone. Please do not ever let it be what if. Do not get to 5 years' time and go, what if? Because here's a really good example. Look at all the people that wish they bought Bitcoin. And like they'll tell
Yeah.
stories about almost buying it because they knew how rich they would have been. Take the jump. Actually, like, trust yourself in the first place. Because
Yeah.
most people don't even trust themselves.
They don't. They don't.
They have to have the mindset shifts before. You have to start acting like the person you want to become. That's what you were very good at.
Yeah.
Like you were always very aligned with who you wanted to be. You acted like that person. You know,
yeah.
taking yourself like that person
Because,
as well.
like, if you want to become the person who's making 20K a month,
Yep.
you have to start making decisions from that perspective.
Yep.
I don't care what anyone says about
Yep.
that. So you have to start making decisions from that perspective. And does that person not invest in himself? No, he invests in himself. So what did I do? I invested in myself. Does that person worry about money? No. So what
Start
did I
worrying
do?
about money.
I never worried about money.
Yeah.
It's like, it's true. It's like, if you just start acting like that person today, think of the person you want to become, whether that's making 10K a month, whether that's being a better father, being a better mom, being better at something, being a better footballer, pianist, whatever it is, and think, what would that version of me do right now? What would that version of me do every single day? And just act like that person, and you'll eventually become that person.
Yeah. And then it becomes a matter of time because the truth is the only way to fail is to quit.
Yeah.
The only way to fail is to quit. And I want to drill this into people. The only way to fail is to quit. I remember I paid this mentor $5,000. I was 18 years old. It actually came up on my memories the other day. And it was like, I just made a 5K investment into myself. That investment, like, it never actually went anywhere. And at that point, it put me in an interesting position because I was learning a lot about myself, fear, my mindset. But he gave me this one lesson that was worth 5K. It was worth 50, even though I paid 5 for it. Time will give up. If you do something long enough, like the gym, and you eat well, you go to the gym, you follow and you hit all your targets, time will eventually give up and you will have the life that you want to have. The truth is, it is hard at first. It feels hard.
Yeah.
It feels like things aren't working. But that, when you're building something, that is short-term versus long-term dopamine. The whole world chases short-term dopamine. Drinking, porn, vaping, drugs, all these things that give you a quick hit, right? However, the things that are actually worth it in life, being in good shape, making a lot of money, good relationships. It's hard at first, easy after.
You know, another thing I want to touch on to that, because obviously you've brought the gym into it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people always say, well, if these things work, like if high ticket sales works, then why doesn't everyone do it? And I just say back to that, it's like, yeah, okay, but we know the gym works. Not everyone's in great shape. You know what I mean? The gym works. Not everyone's in great shape.
No.
High ticket sales works. Not everyone's a high ticket closer.
No, everything works. Like, I don't think people realise how much money's in this world.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's, and that's a big thing of being in environments as well. Like, I recently had a friend who went to Dubai and he came back and he was like, I've now realised how much money there is in the world. When you see a guy,
what you're talking about.
Yeah, shout out Jack. When you come and you see all these amazing things, like for me it was Marbella. I went to Marbella and I was seeing people drop. I saw a guy drop 60k in a pool club, in a beach, like a day beach thing. I was like, 60k. That's that at that point that was like my yearly wage. I was like, what? First time I ever went Marbella. I was like, this is what I'm doing like in like 8 months. I was like, this is insane. I realised how much money there actually is in the world.
There's so much money out there in the world. It's unbelievable. It's like, to touch on to that, it's like when I first went to Bali, this was a long time ago now.
Yeah.
It was middle of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing okay for myself. I'm not in that industry anymore. But I met a guy and he was like, yeah, he owned a jewelry business. So he sold like women's jewelry.
Right.
His business is doing really well. Australian guy. You know who you are if you see this.
Yeah.
But like he was like, yeah, I'm spending about 100k on ads, 100k a day. I was like, what?
Really?
100k a day on ads.
Really?
It's like, fuck, man, that is insane.
Yeah.
This guy was absolutely printing.
I remember when I first got into the space, there'll be people watching this and they know exactly who they are. They own a huge company and they play a big part in this company. I have them to thank for a lot of things because it was really long. I was staying up to like 3 a.m. every single day. And there is a woman called Sydney. And Sydney acted like a big sister to me. Mm. Shout out Sydney. Shout out Rakeem. Dino. You guys know who you are. And they all helped me become this version of myself that I didn't even know that was in me, that like wanted to work 12 hours a day, that could overcome all the fear. And I think you have to have good people around you. I think environment and who you surround yourself with is so important. You have to have delusional people around you because in the UK, people get an idea, they want to start something. All of a sudden, it's a scam or it's not going to work.
Yeah, 100%. Like you said, a lot of the time, I had to deal with this myself, right?
Yeah.
And it's natural, like wanting to do things, wanting to take things to the next level. And people just around me telling me, oh, it's a scam, it's not going to work. But there is a flip side because I also did have people that was telling me it was going to work. So most people's dads are on them, like, this is never going to work, thankfully enough for me. I had a very supportive dad who was like, yeah, you know, I believe in you.
Yeah.
You know, would give his honest opinion, but like, I'm not too sure about that, but, you know, give it a try.
Yeah.
If it don't work out, who cares?
Yeah.
So that actually helped a lot, but there was so many people around me that had that mindset of, oh, what if it doesn't work out? But what if it does work out?
Yeah, what happens if it does?
Yeah, what if
like, what does life look like then? Because what about, right, if you've even tried 5 different things and you want to give up, but what about if the 6th thing works? Like, that's the way I see it. Like, if you just try enough times and you throw enough stuff at the wall, something's going to stick.
Yeah, like Alex Hormozi. I'm not sure if it's 8 or 9, but I think his gym launch or whatever he was doing.
Yeah, it was good for you, wasn't it?
It was his 9th or 10th business.
Yeah.
It's like,
and it eventually cracked.
So like he failed 8 or 9 times.
Yeah.
Before he was successful.
Yeah, I think people have to remember their why as well. Like, people do not have a strong enough why. Like, I woke up and I was like, okay, I either do this now and I figure things out and I have the life I want for the rest of my life. Because you get to a certain point where you have a skill set and network, you simply cannot fail. Mm-hmm. Like, there is a certain cut-off point when you've done so much. It's like being a footballer at a football club. If you're that good, you will always find a club, right?
Yeah, you will.
And that's the thing. So I saw Alex Hormozi say this actually, and it's always stuck in my head. Your first 10K, should be focused on getting you the skill set and network to make your first 100. Your first 100 should be focused on getting the skill set and network to make your first million. And I've always just thrown stuff at the wall, because unless you're 45 with kids and a mortgage, there is nothing to lose. Like, I actually understand it, and I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat things. If you're 45 with a mortgage, obviously things are a bit harder because you've got a lot more responsibility. But if right now you are from the ages of 18 to 30 and you have minimal responsibility, you don't have that many outgoings, you have a job, you have savings, start throwing things at the wall, because I promise you now, there will be some 18-year-old somewhere that doesn't think twice about investing themselves. He does it. He starts the business, and that's the same guy you look at. And how did he get that life?
But to touch on to that, that's also not to say if you are 45, you have kids and you have a mortgage, like, you can still do something.
And you can still do it. Anyone at any age can do anything.
You can still do it, man. It's maybe easier than you think, and you might be worried about it, but you can still definitely do it. It's harder at that age, but you can still definitely do it. I mean, I think Grant Cardone, I don't know how many billions in property he has right now, but it's probably about 4 or 5 billion in property. It's like, that guy literally didn't start in property till he was 35. I think he might be like, 65 now?
Yeah, he's like in
He's
his
around
60s.
that age for about 30 years. In 30 years, for the first 35 years of his life, that guy done nothing. I think he was taking drugs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And now, he has like
a good bit of cash.
Like over 2 billion in property. I don't know the exact number on it, but it's definitely over 2 billion.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to read this quote from Alex Hormozi, because it's one of my favorite quotes. I get happier about the harder it is because I know no one else will follow. And I think if you can shift from this is hard to no one else will do this, then it flips from being this thing where you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's going to have to fucking try. And that there is one of my favorite quotes from Alex Hormozi, because too many people see something that's going to be hard and they just give up on themselves instantly.
Yeah.
It's not the way it should
be.
The
truth is, people will say they want it, but they like the idea of wanting it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they like the idea of saying, oh yeah, I want to do this. When it comes to actually taking the action, they go the opposite way.
Yeah, that is so true. That is so true. There's so many people out there right now that, like, one of the biggest things that bugs me in the space is people will be like, oh, I've got to set up my company. I got to speak to an accountant about taxes. You haven't even made any money yet. Why are you talking to an accountant and worrying about setting up your company? Set your company up after your first client's paid you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Fuck setting up your company. Get paid first.
Get paid first, figure everything out after. Your only mission should be figuring out how to make, if you're in a 9 to 5, 3, 4, 5, 6K a month, to leave the 9 to 5. If you're at 10K a month, your only mission should be figuring out how to get to the goal of 20K a month. Because the more cash flow you have, the easier it becomes. You know, the more cash reserves you've got, the better networks you've got. Another thing I wanted to talk about as well is, like, I don't blame people for having a 9 to 5 mindset when they've never been exposed to business and other opportunities. Everyone is exposed to these opportunities. However, they approach them with a 9 to 5 mindset, because all they've ever been in is a 9 to 5 environment. Like, I'm about to move to Marbella for the summer. It's very intentional. It's not to go there to party. Of course, I'll go out, have a few beers now and again, but it's not to go out every single night. It's to go out there to be in the sun. That's a huge thing. And be surrounded by constant wealth and constant good energy. In the UK, I don't know about you, but I was saying this when we were walking here, right? It's just so gloomy. There's not one happy face.
Yeah. No, you're very, very right there. The UK is cold. Everyone gets ill. It's gloomy. You know, you're worried about people that are walking down the street, whether they're going to try and rob you and stuff like that. It's not the best place to be. The only place I really want to be in the UK now is Canary Wharf.
London.
Yeah. Not even London, just Canary Wharf.
Yeah.
I don't care about any other part of London.
Yeah.
Just Canary Wharf.
What's so good about Canary?
It's just different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I was walking around with my watch on the other day with a top on. You can blatantly see my watch.
Yeah.
There's got their own private security there.
Yeah, it's good.
It's gated. You can't just like drive in. Like, we drove in And obviously, one of my best friend lives there, so I went down to stay with him over the weekend, and we drove in, and the car in front, the people on the gate was checking its boot and like checking the car and that.
Really?
Just do random checks. Obviously, we drove straight in because he's in and out there every day, and they knew him, they knew his car, so we just drove straight.
Canary is safe, to be fair. Yeah.
But yeah, and it's just, I don't know. There's a different vibe there. The people there are different.
He's good. I think he's got an entrepreneurial vibe. I said the same about Manchester. Like, I think I stayed in Deansgate for like 2 weeks, and I said Deansgate was a place. If I was staying in the UK, I'd move there. But I just got to get out of the UK. Like, I'm done with this place. For me to get to, like, because my goal now moving forward is to get to 100k a month by the time I'm 21. I turned 21 in June. The 100k a month happens in May. I'm telling you, I'm calling it now. It has to happen because I'll be in the environment with the right team, the right people. Like, would you go to Dubai?
Yeah, I mean, Dubai, purely for the taxes, right? You know what I mean?
0% tax.
Because I could definitely go out there for the taxes.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be there. I haven't been there. I passed through on transfer flight, so I couldn't give a full answer on that. But I'd probably spend 6 months of the year there just.
That's just remind me of something. The one time I was on a train, from Tamworth actually, and I was going to London for the day, and I remember looking at all these people. I got speaking to this guy, and like I was saying, like, what do you do? He had like a nice watch on, so I was asking him what he does, and he was like, I work in the city. I think he was like an investment banker or something, and he was explaining to me that like, and this is what made me realise like business is for me. Not working a job is for me. He was making like 200k a year. His take home was 100. I was like, you're making 200k a year and they take half of it just automatically. Taxes in the UK are so messed up. Like I saw something. Your 6-figure take home is 5.5k a month in the UK.
Yeah, well, no, you take home more than that because you got to think the first 12.5 is never taxed. Yeah. And then the next 40 grand, you only pay like 20% on that.
It actually is, bro. It's 6-figure tax is 5.5, I think.
No,
should we research it?
It'd be more than that because if you make like, no, yeah, you actually might be right there saying that.
No, we'll
research it because I know from let's say 10 to 40, they charge you 20% on 40. So what's that? 8 grand.
Yeah.
And then from 50, so they charge you 25. So if you make 100k, they're gonna charge you like 33 grand in tax. So it'd be 67 grand.
Let's have a look.
Hope that maths is right.
ChatGPT. If you make...
Just do 67 grand divided by 12.
You make 67 grand, yeah?
Divided by 12.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you I'm right.
Yeah, 5,580, yeah. He's right.
Yeah. But that's the point, right, bro? Like, you work really hard. And the thing with, working a 9 to 5, you're getting paid for your time. Then eventually when you're 50, you get paid for your skill set. And you might make, in a really good job, like 400 or 500k. But the problem is, most people will have opportunity after opportunity. And they will never, ever, ever reach their full potential because they're too comfortable in the version they are right now. But they're just too scared to admit. Because the truth is, the truth fucking hurts. Like someone said to me, Sydney said to me when I was working for Sydney, she said to me, you need to become a new person and actually do something about your life if you want to make the change. And these are people that have Yash owns a company that's valued at $1 billion, huge payment processor, fan base, absolutely amazing. And I learned so much just from being around them. Like, first ever call, they're in this amazing apartment. I'm like, if all these people can do it, why can't I? And I remember they gave me the raw reality because I started thinking, I've got to work so much. And they just said, this is what success is to begin with. You work. You can outwork your way to the top.
Yeah, 100%. And also, it's like, if you enjoy what you do, is it really work? So people always ask me all the time, it's like, why are you working so much? Why are you always working? And it's because I enjoy it. Like, I actually enjoy building. I've always enjoyed building stuff. So I enjoy building my own company. Whether I have to work, 10, 12, 14, 15-hour days, like, I'm willing to do that because I actually enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And until you get to a point of where you fully enjoy it, you're probably never going to actually be at the point you want. And obviously, like, building your own company is not for everyone. So many people are happy with that job security, which is not really secure at all because you can get fired or get made redundant at any time.
Is it really secure though? Because COVID showed it.
It's not really secure, but it is in some people's minds. So
Because they get paid for their time.
So many
it's guaranteed
so
income
many
every
people
month.
are happy with that guaranteed income.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed if you turn up to work
You get paid.
from this hour to this hour,
You
these
get paid.
days you get paid.
Yeah, I remember being at Sainsbury's, bro, and I was like, nah. He
Yeah, I
said,
can't
he
be
said
doing
it for
that.
me. At one point, bro, did you ever get to a point where you're like, this isn't working? Like, did you ever have a point
Yeah.
where you're like, this is not for me?
Yeah, I've had those points. And I think
Yeah.
it's natural for everyone to have those points in every industry. But, you just sit down, have a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror, get something to eat, and just go back at it.
Have a cold beer, lads.
No, don't have a beer. Don't have a beer.
I remember the one time I got to like 4. I was meant to have a 5K month at the age of, I think I was 18. Could have been just 19. And I was in Barcelona. And Mahiz will know this story so well, my friend Mahiz. The client didn't pay me. It was a dark time, man. And that was the money I needed. And I called Mahiz. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm failing. And that is when I got into closing. And then at that point, because the thing with setting, right, like people will watch this now, should I go into appointment setting or closing? Setting, I could teach my 14-year-old brother setting. Like, it's so accessible. You're having a conversation on the phone. There's still a good demand for good setters. However, when you're a closer and you're a good closer, there is a bigger demand and you'll just make so much more money and have so much more authority and control over the space. Because say you're an appointment setter, there are hundreds of them and they can be trained. When you're a closer, you have so much more control over the offer, over how the offer works. You have much more to say. You learn a lot more.
And you get treated a lot better, right? It's look, appointment setter, it's a nice way to start, right? You can make decent money from it. You can get to where you want to get to. But you're not valued the same way a closer's valued.
No.
Like, I'm valued a lot more than the setters on my offers.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually the one closing the deals. I'm the one bringing the cash. And like, look, all the setters on my offers, like, I love all of you guys, but yous will probably understand this also. And especially if you actually end up becoming like one of the top closers on your offer, the offer owner will absolutely love you. You'll be like their firstborn child.
Yeah.
No, you'll be like their lastborn child.
Yeah, it's that. I mean,
the setter's like the middleborn child.
Yeah. When I was working for my first ever closing offer, the offer owner wanted me to move to Dallas, and he was going to pay half the rent every single month for me to move there. Fortunately, I couldn't move there, but it taught me a lot. Like, when you have a skill set, you become so in demand. Like, my friend texted me yesterday, hiring for an offer that, like, it's not info, it's not selling. And here's another thing about high-tech closing. Everyone thinks it's selling like a trading course. There are real companies that have been around for 7, 8, 9, 10 years that now have high-tech closers because they understand that it's more expensive to have a team in person, and they attract better talent by hiring high-tech closers because the best people are now moving into online space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's like, I want to touch on corporate workers, right? If you're a corporate worker and, you're sitting in traffic every morning, you're going in, you're getting a paycheck, you're getting 5-6 grand a month, but you're just spending an hour in the car on the way there, an hour in the car on the way back. You're spending 8 hours a day at the office. Look, you have the work ethic. We know corporate workers have the work ethic to actually come into sales and make something from themselves.
Yeah.
We understand that. I don't care what anyone says. The best salespeople are always corporate workers because they have the best work ethic. If you just channel that work ethic into the right things, come into the high ticket space, come into the online space, you're going to make way more money than you're currently making right now.
Yeah. And with way less effort. Like, it's effort at first, as I keep saying. However, when you've got a certain skill set and you're good, like, there's a guy called Kurt Udall who I really, really admire. Like, he's my favourite closing coach. I watch all his YouTube, and I'm probably going to pull the trigger on it soon just to be in his program. And Kurt was making I think he was making like 50k a month, taking like 3 calls, 4 calls a day.
I think he done 57k in his
Taking 4 calls a day. So
that is good.
these offers do exist. Like eventually you can make 100k a month as a straight high ticket closer eventually, because there are people that have done it before. And the way I saw it was, if at least one person in the world has achieved something, so can you.
Yeah. And on that offer, like the cut was on, taking 3-4 calls a day, making 57k a month.
Yeah.
These offers do exist, like Leo just said, but they don't exist if you've been in high ticket sales for 1 week.
Yeah,
you know
lads,
what I mean?
please don't come
Like,
into this space thinking that you're going to be a millionaire in a week.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like those offers, right? People can say it's a limiting belief within me, within myself, right? They are for the seasoned reps. There's a reason, the seasoned reps are on these offers, and it's because people don't. If you've been in the space a week, people don't really want to bring you on an offer like that. You need to actually work your way up to these offers.
Pay your dues. My friend Brandon hit 54k in commission in January, and he come on and he did a guest speak for the community, and he was saying pay your dues. Like he paid so many dues to get to the point where he made 54k in a month.
And look, if you have a chance to get on a bad offer and you're a new rep, fucking jump on that offer.
It's reps.
It's reps. For one, it is reps. For two, you're going to learn so much being on that offer, dealing with shitty prospects all the time.
Worth so much money.
You're going to be doing so much objection handling. You're going to have to deal with it, but it's going to build your skill set way more than anything else could.
Yeah.
I personally done this bait and switch offer, paid my dues on it.
I remember you on this. Yeah.
Was not an easy offer.
Yeah.
Prospects were fucking hard. Jumping on the call with me in their fitness gear, ready for me to give them a workout. Not knowing it was a sales call and stuff like that. So you want to be on these offers that are hard in the beginning, because you can just skill stack, man. You can just skill stack so much. Like I have a friend right now who was on the offer with me, and he stayed on it because he's just skill stacking. Like I see some of his calls, and I was speaking to him on the phone the other night, and he was speaking. He was like, "Oh, that's it. I'm done now." And he's finally jumped off this offer. Yeah. But because people know that he's on a pretty shit offer and he's doing good numbers on it, and they've seen the prospects he's dealing with, he's had opportunities to jump on an e-com offer, and the OT is like 40k a month there for him.
It's nice.
So he's gonna go and crush it, because he's just been dealing with shit prospects for, I can't even remember how long it's been, but long enough.
Yeah, there is a quote from the guy who owns School of Hard Knocks. And it is, stay small enough, long enough, you'll be big enough soon enough.
Yeah. I
like that a lot, because I think when you do the work for long enough, the time gives up and you will eventually see the results you've been waiting to see. Even if it takes you a year, but then if it takes you a year to get to 15k a month, but then it means the next 10 years is freedom, living the life you want to live, it's worth it. But most people aren't willing to sacrifice the year.
That's another thing. It's like, if you want to come into this space, you have to sacrifice something.
It has to be a sacrifice.
If you want to come into this high ticket sales space, you want to start investing in yourself and making the money you want to make, you have to sacrifice something. And that thing is the old version of you. You have to step into that 2.0 version of you right now. Start acting like that person to actually get to where you want to get to. And that's going to mean sacrificing that old version of you. And whether that old version of you was going out too much, whether he was spending money on stupid stuff, whether he wasn't in the gym, whatever it is, you have to sacrifice something. And you shouldn't look at sacrifice as a bad thing. It will actually be a good thing. Now, another one of my favorite quotes from Alex Hormozi. You don't become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork the self-doubt.
Yeah.
That right there is so true.
Oh, I love Alex Hormozi.
Yeah, he's definitely a goat in the industry, because you can shout affirmations in the mirror all you want.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing the work, those affirmations are going to do nothing. You can manifest all you want, but without actually doing anything, you're not going to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah, that is the truth. We're going to wrap up in just a sec, but bro, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you. I think you've been and shown the standard of what you can get to. And if you are watching this and you do want to achieve similar results to Shay, not a get-rich-quick scheme, but you actually want to put in the real work, I'll drop both our Instagrams in the bio. You can speak to both of us and have a chat, get some advice as well. Bro, Pleasure as always, mate.
Been a pleasure, bro.
Been a pleasure. Cool. Wrap it there.
That's good.